Hello everyone, my name is Carolina Rodriguez and my lesson is going to be about the novel The Kite Runner and the film Slumdog Millionaire. I actually chose this film because it's been one of my favorites since it first came out back in 2008. It is a really good movie. It hits me every time I watch it and it has really strong visuals that show us the reality of this world. It also shows the challenges that some people have to go through while they're growing up. So both the film and the novel are under the theme of coming of age. For the people who don't know, the coming of age theme is for the transition of a child into an adult. So a story that will include the coming of age will include someone that is growing up and is going through different challenges. I like this theme because I feel like everyone can identify themselves with it. Everyone has to grow up, everyone has to go through different challenges. So, teenagers at this age that are growing up, that are becoming adults, is really good for them to see other stories or of other people's the other people who went through different issues. Okay, so now we're going to be going a little deeper into the coming of ages theme. I got this information from the internet and it says that a coming of age story focuses on the following: a protagonist who is socially or psychologically maturing, receiving an education in life, makes discoveries about self and the world, and is changed by the events of the story. In addition, the coming of age shifts is that the protagonist moves from a state of naive into a state of knowledge, from a state of inexperience to a state of experience, and from having a false view of the world to having a more realistic view of the world. What this is saying is that in a story that has the coming of age theme, the protagonist is usually introduced as an innocent child who has no experience and who sees this world as a fantasy. Throughout the story, the protagonist has to face different conflicts that will make them change that view that they have of the world and that will later define who they become. At the end of the story, the protagonist is an adult who has experience and who sees the world in a more realistic way. This is the case for both the Kite Runner and the Slumdog Millionaire. Okay, so the activities that I will be doing with the students are to compare and contrast the plot lines in each text, the text being the film and the novel, and to discuss the different types of conflicts in the texts. For the engage, I will ask them to write what is a coming of age theme for them. I will be hoping different answers, but all of the answers will have to be something similar to saying that it is the transition from the childhood into adulthood. The second thing is for them to write a challenge or obstacle that a character can face in a coming of age story. It can be a story from a movie, from a book, maybe a story from a friend, or from their own lives. And they can be a lot of themes for this. And some of them, like an example of this, will be poverty, depression, addictions, violence, and a lot of more things. For the Explore, students will have a sheet of paper that will have the following. It shows the typical patterns of a coming of age story. So there are 5 stages for this. The beginning, which can also be the exposition, where a character is introduced as youthful and immature. Then there is a problem, where the character encounters a challenge or problem. Then comes the struggle, where a character struggles to overcome the challenge or problem. There is a big decision, where the character makes tough choice or decision that will help them to overcome the difficult obstacle that they had to face. And then at the end, we have the resolution, where the character is seen as different or changed than how it was introduced in the beginning, and the significance of the learning is revealed. So this is something that they will have, but what they need to do is they need to do the 5 stages, but filling in for the film and the novel. So they will need to find to identify the 5 stages, which are the beginning and exposition, the problem, the struggle, the big decision that they have to make, and the ending, which is the resolution of the novel The Kite Runner and the film Slumdog Millionaire. Then there is the explain. For the explain, I will put the students in a group of 4, and I will have them talk about what they found in the exploration part. So everything that they wrote, they will have to tell each other, and they will be explaining to each other some of the different conflicts found in both the book and the movie. Students will start to compare and contrast both plot lines of each text. This will help them for the essay that they will have to do for the elaborate. So for the elaboration, students will have to write an essay. It doesn't have to be a long essay. It can be just one simple one-page essay. They will be talking about the similarities and the difference of the 5 stages of both stories. Students will have to include the different conflicts or challenges that the character faced during their lives. So there are some examples that I gave for this. So an example from the book will be when Amir is being too frightened to save Hassan while he was being raped. The theme for this is abuse or violence. Another example from the film, it's when Hamal, Salim, and Latika were being forced to go to streets and beg for money. This can be seen as child exploitation. So there are different conflicts that students can write in their essays, and then they can compare and contrast how these differ. For the evaluation, students with their groups will have to put all of their ideas together, everything that they came up in their essays and in the discussion that they had, and put it in a presentation using either posters or PowerPoints. They will have to present to the class the similarities and the difference of the plot lines of each text and discuss the different types of conflicts that they found from both texts, from the movie and the book. And that will be my lesson.